Hi there, this is Doris Spencer of Library Arts, and I want to welcome you to the program today where we're going to make a shark-themed pillow. So here's my little example here, and you see we have a fun shark popping his head out of the water, a little fish maybe looking around, and he's thinking, oh, I have lunch or dinner ready to go for me now. So come along with me while we make a shark pillow and read a really fun book called Dude. So we'll read the book first. We'll go over the materials, and then I'll walk you through all the steps for making your own fun shark-themed pillow. Let's go ahead and get started. See you in a moment. To go with our shark pillow project today, I have this really fun book called Dude by Aaron Reynolds and Dan Santat. So let's take a look and see what this shark-themed book is all about. Dude, said the friends at the beach. Dude, looks a little dangerous out there. You see that warning sign, but they got their surfboards and I think they want to go. Dude, they're running, they're on their way, and look at the crab looking at them go. Dude, and in comes a pelican. Look at him grab that fish. Dude, look at him go. Splat. Do you know what that pelican just did? He just dropped a little present on top of his head. Dude! And his friend is laughing. Uh-oh. Notice that little fin in the water? Dude! Dude! Because here comes the shark and they're out of there. Dude? Says the shark. Aw, he looks upset. And they're thinking, dude? And off he goes. And his friend's sitting there with the shark wondering what's going on. And boy, is that shark excited because his friend brought back an ice cream cone for him. I don't know if sharks like ice creams, but I guess in this story they do. Dude. You want some? Says the shark. No thanks. Oh boy, says the shark. He's going to enjoy that. So, and oh my goodness, the other one left and came back with a surfboard, and the shark's like, yo, dude, says the friend, and dude, they go racing on that wave with the surfboards. Uh-oh, here come the rocks. Whoops. Dude, dude, dude. What do you think's gonna happen? You guessed it, a catastrophe. All the surfboards are broken up. Everybody's going flying everywhere. They land on the beach, thankfully. Dude, look at my surfboard. Dude. Hey, says the shark. Dude, I got an idea. Let's go back out to the water. Huh? See the friends? Dude? And the shark's smiling. He's got a plan. Dude, because look what the shark does. He turns his body into a surfboard just for his friends, and they have a blast. Dudes, that's what we all are now. We're dudes with a new friend. Let's go on the beach and have some fun. Dudes, say all the people on the beach. They're running because they don't know that the shark is actually friendly. Dude, dude. And I agree. They're all dudes having their ice cream and being friends. What a great story. Now with that, we're going to make our own fun shark-themed pillow, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So let's go over the materials, and then we'll get started with the steps. See you in a moment. Okay, so we're going to go over the materials you need to create your shark pillow today. First of all, you're going to have a circle that has been partially glued already by me, so it's almost like a little pocket or a pot holder or even a puppet if you want, and there's going to be an opening down here. You will be gluing that on your own with no hot glue later on, and I want to have the green side up on mine, so I'm also going to give you some felt so you can cut out a circle. This is going to be a little layer on top of your pillow. You're going to have a blue shark shape And I'm also going to be giving you some red and white peel and stick felt shapes. You're going to need a little glue with a craft stick, a little bit of black paint for details. So I'm going to make sure you get that. And some optional gems for decorating. And other than that, a pair of scissors is handy. Sharp scissors will cut felt better, and you might need an adult to help you with that. A pencil or a marker for drawing your shape, which will be a circle, onto your felt for cutting, and a couple clothespins so that you can close the pillow shut after you add some glue to hold it. These are great for holding it temporarily, then you can take them off and use them for something else. And finally, you're going to need some stuffing for your paint. So I have some fiber fill here in a bag, which we will be stuffing the pillow with. Okay, now that we've gone over the materials, we can start going over the process for making your own fun shark pillow. See you in a moment. The first step for your pillow is to decide which side you want to be on the front. Because my shark is blue and I have this green, I mean, I could put it on the white side like that, or I could flip it over and put it on the green side. I think I'm going to go for the white after all because it's a little bit brighter, and you're going to see how it's going to layer. Now make sure that the bottom of your shark pillow is lined up where your hand can go in. That will be the bottom of the shark head, and then you want the shark facing upwards from there. So now that we've gotten that sorted, I'm going to take this off for a moment, and I'm just going to lie this pencil here to remind me that that is the opening on the bottom, and that's pretty much the middle. And now I'm going to take my glue, push this aside for a moment, take my glue and my craft stick, and I just need to put enough glue on here to attach this green shape onto the white. Now I don't need to put glue everywhere. I'm going to first start with the edges, putting a nice thick layer of this tacky glue on by spreading it with my craft stick. And you'll notice that this is a bit of a runny glue, so when you pick it up, if you wipe it on the edge of the cup, you'll get a lot less runniness from the glue. I'm not being overly neat here because there's really no reason to be neat. And I'm going to put a little more glue over here, and there you go. Now I'm going to flip this over. It doesn't matter, there's no top to this, but again, I want to make sure the bottom is right here. I'm going to put the pencil there to remind me where the center of that opening is. That way I can kind of get sorted with understanding where the green shape is going to go, and whoops, make sure it is nicely centered. I'm going to pick that up and look a little bit. Looks pretty good. Smooth it out. Now I can flip it over, just making sure I smooth out that glue on the front. Yeah, that looks good. And the glue will dry clear. So if you see clear, if you see a little bit of glue coming through like that, don't worry. Alrighty, we have our green or blue or yellow, whatever shape you got, glued down. Now we're going to cut out a rounded shape out of the red felt right here. And that rounded shape is basically like the one you see here. It's just going to be an arch. So just a flat line on the bottom, little arch on the top. Does not have to be fancy, can even be a little pointier if you like. So we're going to cut that out. Oops, and I am going to make it just a little bit pointier at the top for like a shark's tongue. So let's take your shark and make sure it's lined up with the bottom here in the center where that opening is. And let's figure out where the red tongue's going to fit in. It needs to be overlapped by the shark's head. So you put the shark's head down and you say, okay, that's going to be the tongue. So I can see that my tongue's going to be right about here, you know, just a half, like 2 nails up from my fingertip here. I'm going to peel off the paper. If I can get it started. Here we go. Oops. There we go. It's a little tricky, but you just peel it off. And then remember, it's about right there, so I'm gonna just give it a gentle press. This is repositionable, so if you run into a problem and you say, oh, it's not fitting the way it should, you can totally reposition it. But that's number one, so you want that. The next thing you're gonna need is to cut out some shark teeth, and that's gonna be on your white peel and stick sheet. And I would just cut out a bunch, maybe 4 triangles for each side. And I also want you to cut out 2 half circles, and that will be for the eyes. So let's make sure we do that and cut those out. So this, again, cutting on the paper side, you're gonna get some individual teeth. And I think that it's easier to just work with the individual triangles for teeth than cut out a strip, because I did it and I found that it was a little more awkward the other way. So I did test this theory out and I was not happy with the different teeth all linked together. And it's funny because once you get this all cut off, you feel like you have a row of teeth right here with your leftover felt. And you could certainly hang on to that leftover felt for that purpose. So here's some bunch of teeth, and I'm gonna put the marker side down. I'm just gonna put them all over here for a minute so that I have them handy when I wanna start adding the teeth in a moment. And I'm just gonna cut out the 2 half round eye shapes, which will go on the side of the shark's face. So here's one like that, and we'll cut out another like that. And again, it's just gonna go on the sides of the shark face when we get to that step. But let's do the teeth first before we do that. So we need each tooth to basically stick inside the mouth. So if you pick up the mouth a little bit and tuck a tooth in, you got it. Peel off another piece of paper and tuck another shark tooth in just slightly underneath the blue. And you can see how we're building the shark teeth, and then you can put a few down here. So keep going with your own shark teeth. Again, just little triangles of the sticky backed white felt. Peel it off, position the tooth where you want it, right under the blue shark's mouth. And then we will glue the shark head and the 2 eyes on separately. Okay, have fun making your shark teeth, and you can do upper and lower row right around the blue and right around the blue arch here, and I'll see you back soon. So here we go. Teeth are installed. If we pull this gently back and give the teeth a really good press to make sure they stay in place, and the tongue too, then we're going to be ready to just layer the jaw, the mouth, the shark jaw right over the teeth and tongue, and you're going to have that nice shark face with the shark teeth. So let's put the pillow aside, flip our shark face over, and notice this is the side that had my marker tracing on it. So that's the side I definitely want to stick down so I don't see the black marker. But I definitely want this glue to really give an extra bond with the white teeth and tongue. So I'm definitely making sure I put glue right around the edges of the mouth, almost like the shark has a milk mouth, you know, the milk foamy mouth right now. Got milk? Remember that ad? Maybe that's too old. Anyway, here is the milk, which is really glue. And now I'm going to also put it along the edges of the shark's mouth, really making sure we get in there with glue to make sure we get a good seal. Now that glue may seep through a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it because it's going to dry clear. So bring the pillow back. Be careful with your positioning. This is the bottom here. We want to very carefully make sure that as we position it, the jaws of the shark are definitely touching the teeth, covering up the teeth, so that, pull this down just a hair, like that. Then we're going to give it a nice press into place. Again, that's just a little glue. I'm not going to worry about that right now because that will dry clear. Flip it over. Again, give it a good extra pressing like that to make sure we get all the teeth and the tongue of the shark face pressed down. Flip it over, and there we have it. We have the shark's face almost done. So what next? We have those two little eyes, which are also peel and stick, but you know, between you and me, I would use a little bit of glue to hold it because these things have a tendency to fall off otherwise. So I'm going to put one right here on one side of the head with a little dab of glue on the back, even though it's sticky. And I'm going to do the same thing to this other little one, a little dab of glue. And I'm going to stick that right over here on the other side of the shark's face. This way, he's coming together. Now, I know there's some gills on a shark that I should be putting in there, so that's where the details we can add with paint. But we're not going to do that yet because we're going to do some stuffing of the pillow. Then we'll go back and paint in some fun details and maybe use some of those fun gems for the shark. Now, any leftover felt you have, like this, is a great thing to use to make a couple little fish, maybe swimming around the shark. So I'm just gonna, you can do 2, you can do 3. And this is like a goldfish kind of shape. And I'm just gonna use my scraps to make those up really quick, cut them out, and I would again advise using a little bit of glue to make sure these stay down. So I got one fish. I mean, I could make 3, but I think I'm just going to stick with 2 for now. Cut this one out, and right here, like that. Same thing as before. Decide where you want to put those fish. Maybe I'll have one fish over here, one fish swimming over here towards his face, towards his eyes. And once I get that sorted, peel off the paper on the back of the felt. Oh, this felt is tricky. Ah, I got it this time. Just get that corner started. Add a tiny bit of glue. Not much at all, just enough to hold it down. And again, I think I'm just going to have it near his eye over here, and I'll have another one over on this side, like so. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue, just a little bit on that also, and I'm going to have that one a little lower, but also swimming around the shark's face. So you have 2 little fish here. So in the next video, we're going to stuff and seal our pillow. Then we'll start with extra details using the little black paint and the gems that are included in your kit. See you in a moment. So surprise, I had a couple bits of red felt, so I decided to add a couple more fish just to make it fun. And again, you can add as few or as many. Maybe you just want to add one big fish. That's really up to you for your design. Now, next we're going to start adding some fiber felt. So everything should be glued and pretty solid here. And notice there's no paint on top or gems because we want to avoid getting anything that could be smeary or could wreck your design on there at this point. So instead, you're going to take that fiber fill, and you know, if you have a pencil, you can take the eraser end and you can like sort of tuck it, sort of poke it into the shape of the pillow, but you can use your hand just as well. Just get your hand in there, and again, if you want to poke it, push it into the curved shapes of your pillow form, go right ahead. I think it's going to hold pretty well. You just don't want to overstuff it. There's nothing worse than an overstuffed pillow. It won't stay closed. It'll keep popping open. It's going to really give you a problem. So this is probably plenty. It has enough softness. I can actually push it, but I still have a little opening here at the top so that I can easily close it. So I'm going to put this down We're gonna go back to the same white paint. See, I used almost all my fiber, so I just have a little bit left in the bag that I don't think I need. So I'm going to take the same glue I've been using all along, but I'm gonna smear it on the inside, not really too close to the edge, but on the inside of that pillow where I wanna seal it closed. Flip it over. I'm gonna take a little more glue. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna spread it so I have it on the top of the green and I have it on the white. Now here comes those clothespins, really handy for this part. Take a clothespin, open it up, and let it hold that shut. And flatten this out as you do that. Give it a press with your fingertips. Take another clothespin, let it hold it shut. You don't even need to leave it there more than, say, a half an hour or an hour. And that will really get everything sealed nicely for you. And now once you have that done, we can go on to the next step, which is decorating the shark face with gems and a little bit of black paint. So go ahead, stuff your pillow, clip it closed with the clothespins, and I will see you very soon. Have fun. We're in the home stretch now. We have our pillow sealed, held with our clothespins. We have our fish, our shark face on. I'm gonna do a little fun decorative details now. So I have a little bit of black paint here. And I think I'm gonna probably give you a smaller container because you don't really need that much. And what I wanna do is just add some fun little eyes, almost as if he's looking at the fish swimming around him. And I'm just taking a small brush, you don't need much paint here, and adding, by dabbing a little bit of black paint, a little pupil onto the eye. And a little pupil onto the other eye. So he's like, oh my goodness, it's lunchtime, right? Or it's dinner time. Because he's looking at all these fish going by. And getting a little on the hungry side. So they're the two little eyes. Now we also need to maybe give the shark a couple little nostrils. I like to put two little nostrils right here. And typically a shark has those gills, I think. So that's up to you if you want to add, you know, some little gills on the side here. Because you're painting on felt, it is a little tricky. You don't just, you know, paint like you do on paper. You may have to do several strokes and keep dipping your brush back into the paint because it's not dimensional paint. It is acrylic, but you might want to just do that. And then what I think I'm going to do afterwards is I'm going to draw little eyes on my fish like that. Keep it very simple. They look like goldfish, don't they? And I'm going to now put that black paint aside. See how little you needed? So that's why I'm going to probably give you a much smaller cup. And now we can start thinking about, you know, these gems could be like little air bubbles for the fish as you're swimming. So you're going to pick out the gems, or you might want to, you know, put a few gems on the outside here. I think I'm going to put them on the green and find some different sizes, maybe small to medium. And then I'm going to, let's see what we got here. Then I'm going to add them. So here's a little one. Here's a medium. And I don't know if there's one in between. Maybe like this. That looks kind of fun. So back to our glue that we were using before. If you have a little felt on the end like I do, you can just wipe it off. You can even wet it a little bit, and that will help to get some of that glue gunk off. All right, so I'm gonna put 3 little dots of glue. One, whoopsie, right onto my fish. But again, that will dry clear, so don't worry if that happens to you. 2 and 3. And I'm gonna do the blue one first. There's the blue one. Here is the gold one. Well, that's a pretty one. And finally, I have a little clear one right here. So there are those three. Let's see if I can find a few more that are small. I'm gonna get some small ones. Not too big, not too small, but you know, just the right size. Oh, here's a little one. I could do this one here with another one I just found a moment ago, like that. I could do two right there, so let's do that. Again, a little bit of glue here and here. And don't worry about a little bit of glue doing that, it's not a problem. Pretty one here, larger one, and a smaller one. And you can have fun adding as many as you think will make your design look cool or interesting. And I'm just gonna say, oh, here's another little one. I found a little one. I found two little ones, so maybe I can add another drop right here for that little one I just found. And then you can have fun adding those kind of details to yours. In fact, I can probably take these clothespins off. It's probably sealed enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish adding my gems. You add your gems, and I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Oh, you caught me in the act of adding some extra details, because I don't know about you, but sometimes when the camera's off, I get more inspiration, and then I decide to add a few more things. So I decided to take my black paint and just add a fun little pattern here onto my pillow. I might just clip it here again just to make sure everything's staying down. There we go. Even though it's probably pretty dry where I connected the two, I just want to make sure nothing is poking out. And all I'm doing is just making a little fun dot pattern around the edge of my pillow. And I actually rather like it. I think it looks pretty good. Just like that. It just kind of gives it a little bit more of a finished look. Now I'll take that off. And there you go. You have now a 3D fun shark themed pillow that would be great as a gift, great to put on your bed in your bedroom, great to go with a book project if you were reading about sharks like the book I read today. But anyway, I hope you had fun and enjoyed making this program today. This is Doris Benter of Library Arts. In the meantime, stay well, stay creative, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.